When it comes to the mental load conversation, I think one of the worst things that can possibly happen is when a woman comes to their husband and they say, hey, I'm burnt out, I'm exhausted from the mental load, and I need you to do more. And he says, I'm on it. I am on it. Tell me what to do. Give me a list, whatever. He says a variation of that, but I'm going to do it. I'm here. I want to make this better. I want to support you. Okay. That all sounds good, right? But what tends to happen is these men will raise their hand and say, I'm going to do better. I'm going to step up. I'm going to take more on. And they do. They start to take more on. Maybe they raise their hand for the groceries or making school lunches or packing the backpacks, whatever it is. They raise their hand and they say, I'm going to do it. And they do. They start doing that. And they do it for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks or a month. But then something happens. They get busy at work. They forget a couple of times. And eventually, they slowly forget to do it at all. They just stop doing it, right? They revert back to where they were a month ago, and she picks up the slack again. And so for a little while, he was doing it, and he did what he said he was going to do, and then he stops. And then he stops for whatever reason, and it all falls back on her plate. And one of the reasons I think this is the worst thing that can happen is because this breaks her trust. You said you were going to do something, and then you didn't follow through. You told her, you saw that she was drowning and exhausted and you were gonna help and you were gonna change, and then you did for a little while and then you stopped. You essentially did it in a way that almost kind of like appeased her for a little bit, right? That's what it feels like, at least. Like you tried to appease her, you tried to tell her what she wanted to hear, and you did it for a little while, and then when you got tired of it or you didn't want the responsibility or the accountability, you stopped. And I think that is one of the worst things possible for a relationship, because all it does is it erodes trust over time. Like it doesn't just happen overnight. Every single time you make a promise to do better or to step up and then you do it for a little while and you stop, it breaks her trust. And eventually she no longer trusts that, one, you're going to do what you say with these little things, and that impacts the way she believes that you will show up for the big things. But also it shows her that you don't care enough to follow through, and that can build so much resentment in a relationship, and I think is so incredibly harmful.